Sam, what are you wearing?
Chainmail.
Oh, shit.
Strike me in my chest, sons, and decide which of thee will be my successor.
Hello there.
Oh, my God.
Sorry, guys. I know we were a bit late, but I got really caught up. So I'm going to be looking nice. And I'm going to put this candle away. And we can begin.
Matt's living out his dream throuple situation.
Sheriff, we got a lot to talk about.
Damn, I'm thirsty. I want a beer. What about you? You want a beer?
The ice is gonna break. I am not a human being. I am an animal.
And I'm sorry you can't do this. I really am, because I wouldn't have to fucking sit here and watch you fumble around and fuck it up.
I am Shiva, the god of death.
Shut up and sit down, you big bald fuck.
You gonna eat your cornbread?
But for me, it was Tuesday.
And you have meddled with the primal forces of nature. And you will atone.
Well, sorry about that, guys. I'm glad you gave me some time to, get comfortable and freshen up a little bit. We have another episode, yet again, of 343 coming at you. We have joined by my co-hosts, Jackson Workman and Samuel Holler.
What up? I'm struggling to open this 40. Like, my hands are still wet. I am struggling.
The bit envy is going to be strong today. I've had so many that I wanted to do but couldn't get together, and Sam is already repping 2 of the movies, and I'm just like going to be such a square this episode with nothing planned.
Well, this is all I have planned, my friend.
We have 3 very different movies today. We're coming at you with period piece, epic, kind of more. It's pretty personal, but kind of an epic. Starring Peter O'Toole, The Lion in Winter. We have the Wayans brothers classic, Don't Be a Menace, while drinking your juice, or in South Central, while drinking your juice in the hood. And we have the Paul Schrader erotic horror film, Cat People.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have some very, very special news this episode. We have some very special things going on. We officially pissed somebody off to the point where they sent in fan mail. Sam.
All right.
I think Sam has the.
Yeah, let me share my screen real quick.
It's funny because it's not for the reasons you would think.
Wait, is this real?
Yeah. Very real.
How did neither of you told me about this yet? What the fuck?
All right.
My first thought is it has to be a British person.
Actually, yeah, it is. It's a British person. They're pissed, but not again for the reasons you would think.
I can't tell if this is real or a bit. We'll find out in a second.
But yes. All right,
Jackson.
Take it away.
Hello. This is Malcolm McDowell. I know it's crazy, and I know I look a bit older than I was in 1970 when I made A Clockwork Orange, but hey, who's counting? Listen, Sam and Matt have come to me with their tails between their legs because they really fucked up. They didn't wish you a happy birthday, which is disgusting in my book, and absolutely has no excuse whatsoever. They are terrible friends. I mean, disgusting friends, actually. They didn't do anything, didn't even buy you a drink, didn't even say, hey, happy this, happy that. No, nothing. So we'd love it if you'd wish them a happy birthday. Well, I just did that. So happy birthday. I'll wish you happy birthday. Screw them. And also say good luck with this podcast, 3 for 3. Now that's really cool. Well, I hope it's a really good podcast. Sounds like it could be kind of interesting. And maybe I'll try and get hold of it and tell him to get better friends. I don't think he needs me to tell him to get better friends. I think you are dumped right now. Yeah, really. I mean, that is absolutely outrageous. All it would have taken would have pick up the phone. Happy birthday. Hey, all right, Jackson? But no. Anyway, from me, happy birthday, belatedly, from Malcolm McDowell.
That is the first person we have officially pissed off so much, Jackson Workman, that we had to contact higher sources, higher beings to apologize profusely and properly.
Exactly. And
to wish you a happy birthday, Jackson, because we missed your birthday and we are very sorry.
Exactly. Happy birthday.
Wow. Well, thank you very much. That, I don't know if I've ever been taken so off guard in my life. Wow. Malcolm fucking McDowell. Thank you. Wow. Of all the episodes for you to do this, this is the perfect one because hearing him say my name and the name of our podcast is one of the most out-of-body experiences ever. He's one of my all-time favorite actors, so thank you very much for that. That was fucking hilarious, and
we'll get you the copy of the footage. Don't worry.
Thank you. That is going to go in the that's in the 3 for 3 Hall of Fame. Wow, that is fucking wild. So that's wow. Okay, you guys are gonna have to take it from here. I don't know. I'm pretty speechless after that. So thank you guys both very much. That was fucking amazing. That's one of the best birthday gifts I've ever gotten. A cameo from Malcolm McDowell. So,
oh yeah, we were very happy. We've been sitting on this for like a second, so we were just like,
yeah, we had to. You were like, we can't tell him, but we had to push the next week's episode because we were like, we got to tell him sooner than 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Like,
wow.
We were keeping a straight face all of last episode, but we knew the whole time.
So you've known for at least a week that this was going to happen?
Over a week, yeah. And we couldn't tell you happy birthday because we didn't want to ruin the surprise.
Exactly.
So we got to make ourselves look worse by prolonging the happy birthday.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I don't even think it's been that long since it happened, but thank you very much. Wow, that is, again, fucking wild. Just hearing him say all of that was just wild. He's clearly going off script there, too, which I love. I love that he put his personal spin on it. But yeah, he's been one of my favorite actors, like, pretty much since I started watching stuff.
Big reason.
That's awesome.
The first ever movie night we had as a trio was the Kubrick Con, and I saw Clockwork Orange for the first time.
That was your first time?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't remember that.
That was my first time seeing every single one of those movies that night.
I knew that for some of them. I didn't know that for all of them. That's wild. Okay.
To drop the lore to the people who listen, we watched Barry Lyndon, Dr. Strangelove, Clockwork Orange, Shining, and woke up and watched Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah. So you never even seen The Shining before at that point? Nope. Wow. Well, that was a good night. I'll never forget. It was in December of 2014. And you and I went to McDonald's and got eggnog shakes because we were back when they had those there, and we were going to see what they tasted like. And it was just a vanilla shake with a little bit of eggnog flavoring thrown in. But nevertheless, we still drank the whole thing. So, but yeah, because I have my big Kubrick box set. So, wow, that was really where, I guess the early inception of this podcast. Yeah. So
that was the start of the movie night in general. So
yeah, the start of the movie nights in general, which of course then became a legendary thing as that went along. But wow. Well then, thank you both very much for that.
And it is up in the drive.
Thank you. Wow, yeah, I'm definitely watching that back. I'm going to show my brother that. That's going to fucking trip him out. But man, we got fucking, it was one thing when we had Ulrich Thompson subscribing to us, but now we got Malcolm McDowell full on shouting us out. We are going places. One of the stars of one of the films we've seen on the podcast has shouted us out directly. So that is fucking awesome. Wow. I thought for a second I had walked into an ambush. I thought you had gotten him to say something mean about me or something. So that was nice to see it go in the other direction. I was like, this is full Tim Robinson. This is a betrayal on levels that no one has ever seen.
That would have been so fucked up. Just buy a cameo, but specifically just to shit on you.
I thought you did, but that's amazing. Well, yeah. Jeez. Now I gotta repay the favor. Whenever Sam's birthday is the next one up. So
at the end of this month.
I'm gonna have to repay the favor in some way.
You gotta show up as an impersonate, like do one of your impressions, but just show up and do that the entire day and don't leave him alone.
I will be at Wet and Wild Water Park, so
that sounds fun.
Where is your location?
Wet and Wild, which is speaking of Wet and Wild, that's what Matt was getting with Vanessa and Pedro, right?
Mm-hmm. Dripping those candles.
I don't blame you. I'm jealous.
Wet, wild, slippery, and
stretchy. Yeah.
That was the question I had to ask was, just please confirm it for us all here on the 3 for 3 podcast for the world to hear. Can Mr. Fantastic really stretch any part of his anatomy?
Oh, yeah.
Only the ones that are important.
Mm-hmm. Especially his
Only the what?
The important ones.
He could have stretched his hand and put some preparation H on your hemorrhoid. He could have gotten up there real nice and, applied some ointment to it.
That would still be considered a reach around, I would think. And like
close enough.
Back and slipping underneath.
Yeah.
Mr. Fantastic.
Still face to face, though.
Yeah, face to face. You're making out the whole time.
If you do a reach around face to face, he's the only person who could do that.
And I'm like, hey, what's that in my throat? Why is this finger coming up through my ass?
Speaking of Stanley Kubrick, I bet you're the only guy. I bet you're the kind of guy who fucks a person in the ass and doesn't even have the goddamn common courtesy to give him a reach around. One of my favorite lines from Full Metal Jacket.
Well, now that
say what?
I'll let Matt go.
I was going to take it away.
I was going to say, yeah, like we could take it away with.
Speaking of Malcolm McDowell, move on into Cat People, directed by Paul Schrader, starring Natasha Kinski. If I'm saying that fucking right.
Well, I found out fuck David Lynch this week while reading.
Not surprised.
What about David Lynch?
She said she sleeps with all of her directors. It doesn't matter who it is.
Okay, so you read that too? Did you read the story about her on
She's
this?
Still alive, you know.
Yeah.
We can cast her in something.
Jesus Christ, Matt. You're not wrong.
Her saying that confirms that she slept with David Lynch. I bet he was a Tinder lover.
I believe that. I believe
gobble gobble.
And I bet
unlike the lovers in this movie, because these are tenderizer lovers. I don't know. That was a stretch, but all right. Yes, we have the movie Cat People, which is the story of an orphaned girl who gets reunited with her long-lost brother, who is played by Malcolm McDowell, Paul. And
I'm Paul. That's what I thought of the whole time. I even have the photo downloaded on my phone with that image. I just never uploaded it to my laptop to put as my background, but I'm going to do it right now.
Well, hey, Paul's probably the product of incestuous monkeys, which is relates.
Jesus Christ.
With the third eye.
Incestuous leopards.
Well, no, I meant the monkey.
Oh, that Paul, the one from Jimmy Neutron. Yeah,
not this Paul. This Paul is definite. Well, we're about to get into it, but yeah. So, and it's New Orleans out of any place in the world, and you got a nice little maid played by Ruby Dee as female, Famali, which I thought was absolutely fucking hilarious, and I honestly didn't love it, but I thought it was stupid. I mean, even though they explained it, but I still was like, this is wow.
It's pretty,
I mean, the movie is bad shit in itself. And basically, you don't know about your life. You don't know where you come from. And you're wondering, why do I feel like such a pussy all the time? And you find out it's because you're apparently a werecat, who, and that also, by definition, I guess, makes her a virgin.
I think this is the first time a person has played Black Panther before.
Huh?
I think this is the first time a white person's played Black Panther before.
Hey.
Nastasha Kinski was a trailblazer in that sense.
Yes. And because once you have sex with somebody who is not directly blood related to you, you then turn into a panther, and you cannot turn back into a human until you have mauled somebody or killed somebody, which is a predicament. Because hey, she don't want to fuck her brother apparently, because everyone in this movie wants to fuck her constantly. Like not one person doesn't want to fuck her, which I think is hilarious. But this movie is, like Paul Schrader said, less about blood, more about skin. It's a very erotic, movie. And I will say this before I take it or before I leave it. There is the character of Oliver, played by John Hurd, who I honestly have never seen in a role like this before. And it made me really happy because he killed it, I thought, for his parts. And yeah, I will then leave it to you guys to talk about the movie because I enjoyed it, but it's a bit out there. Yeah, and like you said, Sam, the ending is a bit like, I don't know how else they would have ended it exactly, but maybe not killed.
Let Jackson go first, and then I will go into my complaints, but also my love of the ending of this movie.
Okay.
So right now I'm mostly just thinking about how there are several bits I want to do involving me taking out my phone, but I'm using my phone to record. So I can't do them. So I'm just going to make my peace with that for a second. Or I could, but it would be overly complicated and I don't know if I'd be able to. But yeah, I'll just make my peace with that. So this movie, Cat People, was something else. To put it mildly, this was something else. So I watched the original Cat People a couple of days ago.
I'm jealous for that.
Yeah, I would recommend to both of you checking that one out because it's very interesting. Just to like see it because it's a really good movie and just it's interesting comparing the two for sure. It's I think it's going to give me more to talk about than I may have if I had just seen the remake. But yeah, so the original was great. I really liked it a lot. It's like kind of noirish horror B movie with a lot of interesting themes in it. And this was, the movie that this reminded me the most of, reminded me a lot of Carell, in the sense that it was just batshit, had a lot of erotic shit in it, much of it very gratuitous. And just like Carell, I didn't like it, but I wasn't sitting here like hating it. Like at no point during the movie was I like, fuck, I hate this or God, I'm bored by this. It was just like Carell where I was like, I remember the phrase I used for that was, it was fascinating in its bizarreness. And that's exactly how I felt about this. Like every scene in this, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is happening? This is okay. Like, this is not really that good. It's pretty batshit. It's kind of all over the place, but it's holding my attention. I'm curious to see what happens next.
That's where you described the early 80s horror scene, where it's definitely not the best movie ever. It's probably considered a bad movie, but that shit keeps you locked in because you don't know what the fuck's going on and where it's going to go.
Yeah.
It was fascinating in that sense. Like, I truly did not know what the fuck was going to happen next. I was like, okay, this. Yeah, but it was interesting because the original, just comparing the two, one of the things that made the original so great was the whole idea, because the two movies are almost completely different. There's only, I would say, two things that are really similar, two scenes that they do. The pool scene is directly taken from the original movie, like beat for beat. It's almost exactly the same, except it's done much better in the original. But it's like, I was like, oh, okay, this is like the one scene that they kept from the original because it's like the most famous scene and shit. And they wanted to try to do their version. And then just the part where the lady in the bar like comes up to her and says the foreign words to her, and that was in the original as well. But other than that, they're two different stories, and I'd like to think, and maybe you guys picked up on it more than me, and you'll talk about it. I'd like to think that maybe they were trying to do something with this that I just didn't detect. But the original version, it's kind of like a metaphor for the whole idea is she's an immigrant from like Serbia. And in her like village, there's this legend of the cat people who they're like bedtime, like ghost horror stories that parents tell to their kids as a way to stop them from, you know, being intimate with their partners. Like, now, if you're a bad, you know, girl or whatever, and you're intimate with your partner, you know, then you'll turn into a monster, a cat person, you know, basically based on the old legends. And it's basically the whole thing is a metaphor for like, you know, like this woman feels all this repressed sexuality that she's been taught her entire life is wrong, you know, by like her elders and stuff. And she's like kind of trying to come to terms with it and stuff. And there's only so much they can talk about it with it being in the 40s, but it's very clear what they're trying to say. And it's very, because she doesn't want to like kiss her husband or sleep with her husband or be intimate with her husband in any way, because she's worried that if she does, she'll become a cat person. And it was very interesting in that sense, because the actual like surface level story is very cool. But then you got all the symbolic shit like that that's really cool. And that just super interesting angle, to, at least from what I could tell, just wasn't in this one. This was just like an erotic thriller about cat people. You know,
that's what I got from it, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't get. Yeah, that's a really interesting like subject matter and stuff. I'm very curious about that because
that's my question about this movie.
Summarize it a little bit. Like it's the family generational curse and like all that kind of stuff, and that's why she fled when she was younger and all that kind of stuff. But it didn't really like go into any of that kind of stuff.
It didn't click. Yeah, it didn't click.
Really, I think, benefited some of it.
Because I was gonna say, did they mention that she's a virgin?
In the original?
I don't think they mentioned it. In this one, they do.
Oh, yeah. No, she and Annette O'Toole have a whole conversation about it. Yeah.
Okay, because I was like trying to remember if I maybe I just glanced over that because I was like, she had to have not, because she would have known. At that point. No,
there's that scene in the bar where they have an entire conversation where she's like, so, you know, you're still a virgin? And she's like, yeah. She's like, I've come. She's like, but you must have come close a couple of times. And she's like, yeah, a couple of times, but I just never met anybody that I liked enough and stuff. And, you know, Annette O'Toole's character just doesn't, she can't quite wrap her head around it. She's like, hey, I'm not knocking it, you know, but she, but again, that is something that I was like, is that what they're trying to do the commentary on this time? Because you can see she doesn't want to be with him. She wants to wait until it's a special. I was like, maybe they're trying to do something with that, but. Yeah, so I was wondering if maybe that was what this one was trying to say, because there's a scene later where Annette O'Toole is talking to John Hurd, and she goes like, yeah, I'm not worried about her, you know, like her kind is always fine. And he's like, what do you mean her kind? And she doesn't really elaborate. And I'm just like, I don't know. It's maybe there was, if there is something there, it's not very focused.
You're asking what the fucking reason was for the pointless boob shot at the beginning when the bra popped open. And Matt already answered that question this season. The point of the boob shot is the titty.
Well, in that
nothing
case,
else matters when you're.
You know, that's like 90% of this movie too. Honestly,
well, I'm glad we settled that, because there are many points. Well, I would say pointless, but we know what the point is. Boob shots in this movie. So the one that I couldn't get over, yes, 2 points indeed. The one that I couldn't get over, because the prostitute's boobs popping out when she fell down the stairs was already like, give me a fucking break. I was like that. Say what?
There was no goddamn reason for that to happen.
Absolutely,
realism.
Fair.
Absolutely no reason
realism
whatsoever.
For Paul Schrader.
But the one that I couldn't get over was just
screaming,
Annette O'Toole in the pool. Like, why the fuck? Who swims in a public pool with their fucking top off like that? I couldn't get over that shit. I was like, why did you take your fucking top off? And then like
she was serving punk that day.
Yeah.
But then when the attendant comes in later, she doesn't even fucking bat an eye. She's just like, oh, here's your robe, ma'am. And I'm like, you don't have to. She's like, oh, here's your robe, ma'am. And I'm like, you don't have to. She's like, oh, here's your robe, ma'am. And I'm like, you don't have to. She's like, oh, here's your robe, ma'am. And I'm like, you don't have to. She's like, oh, here's your robe, ma'am. And I'm like, you don't have to. She's like, oh, here's your robe, ma'am. And I'm like, you don't have to. She's like, oh, here's your robe, ma'am. And I'm like, you don't have to. She's like, oh, here's your robe, ma'am. And I'm like, you don't have to. She's like, oh, here's your robe, ma'am. And I'm like, you don't have to. She's like, oh, here's your robe, ma'am. And I'm like, you don't have to. She's like, oh, here's your robe, ma'am. And I'm like, you don't have to. She's like, oh, here's your robe, ma'am. And I'm like, you don't have to. She's like, oh, here's your robe, ma'am. And I'm like, you don't have to. She's like, oh, here's your robe, m You're not going to question why she's like.
That is a thing though in like older movies, like women just being naked around each other and it being casual. And I'm like, I don't know if that's a real thing or not. I'm still confused because I've asked. Some people said most people say no.
Especially having seen the original, because that's the one scene that was in the original. And again, she's in a fucking bathing suit, like in the original. She's not. Even if it wasn't the 40s, it still just doesn't make sense for her to be fucking topless, like for no reason, except Paul Schrader's just horny as fuck. And look, I mean, I ain't complaining about the visuals, but
it's the only time in the movie though. It's not like a super, like at least the male isn't a super like masochistic person. I guess.
Yeah,
except for her brother.
Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah. I guess that's a good point. I don't know. His character in this was definitely not what I was expecting. Like when I heard he was in it, and I was kind of like, "Wow!" But also, I loved his. He did a good job, though.
My biggest complaint with this movie is after he dies, I think it really like tanks, and a lot of the mystery goes away, and then it just kind of becomes boring. And then the ending, very ending, which reminded me of the ending of Tusk, and it's just so sad.
It is the ending of Tusk, actually.
It actually is.
But I must say, ketamine straight 2,000 milligrams. Somebody sign me up for that shit because I want it and I want it now.
We also must give a big old R.I.P. to Ed Begley Jr.'s arm.
Oh my God, Ed Begley Jr. and John Larroquette being this are great. Just for
so that was John Larroquette because I saw he was only in like one scene and I was like, is that John Larroquette? What the fuck? But. Yeah, it's that was a wild ass fucking scene, him getting his arm torn off. And there were again like it was just so fascinating in its bizarreness. It was like I really did not.
I liked the scene where they cut him open, the cat open, and you see the arm flop out or not flop out.
That was some like to me that was like some Cronenberg level like body horror type shit. That was grossing me out. Like him cutting the back open of the panther was already gross enough. Like doing the full autopsy, but then when the hand comes out, I was like, oh God, like it was so gross, but so effective. And I'll give them credit just real quick. It's a blatant ripoff of American Werewolf in London, which came out the year before. But nevertheless, the scene where she transforms into the cat at the end, I thought was very well done. And I thought the makeup effects were fucking amazing. So I'll give it that for sure.
Yeah, no, I really like the transformation scene as well. But I was going to say, in a world of cats, John Hurd has that dog in him. I swear, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
He's got some balls to do what he did at the end.
Yeah, he sure does. Willingly fucking a werecat. That's you got some cock and balls.
Well, not even like you're kind of like cock blocking yourself because like clearly you like her and then now she's just a cat in a fucking.
I just realized that could be the different meaning to the ending. He could be visiting her in the cage to go fuck her if he's into fucking cat women.
He's the Tiger King, but the Panther King now.
Yeah, the Panther King, the Black Panther.
Yes.
I was gonna say whatever the name of the zoo is forever.
Yeah.
Have people forever.
New Orleans Zoo forever.
New Orleans Zoo forever.
I do want to shout out. I can't pronounce the name. Giorgio
Marauder. Yes, thank you, Sam, for pointing that out.
The famous composer of Scarface, amongst other movies. Yep, and
legendary music composer, legendary just like music composer who did quite a few films in the 80s. But yeah, this is and the score was outstanding. Yeah,
I was about to say we also of course got to bring up Cat People by David Bowie. That song slaps on its own.
Oh,
his
this movie is like, whoa.
now he wasn't on screen this time, but his third appearance nonetheless on our show, this time as just a singing voice. But when that came up in the beginning credits, like lyrics and music by David Bowie, I was like, excuse me? Like y'all got David Bowie to do the theme for this? That's fucking crazy. Cinematography also was very good. I thought the cinematography was fucking gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where I know Paul Schrader uncreditedly wrote the script, but like just his direction, like this did feel like the least Paul Schrader movie I think I've seen in a certain way.
Oh, by far for me, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like his direction though is still really good. Like regardless, like if somebody gave him a script to direct, I think he could do that flawlessly. So
Yeah, I mean that was the thing again.
Her
That
dream
was one of
sequence really made me think of the Temptation of Christ tree.
Dude,
Scene.
I'm so glad you brought that up. The first scene looked and felt so much like The Last Temptation of Christ to me. It almost kind of made me think, like, did Paul Schrader ghost direct some of that movie? It just looks so similar. I was like, because he did write that film, and I'm just like, that's an odd coincidence, like, that it would look so fucking, and just the way it was paced and everything felt similar too, because just like that movie, this one was also kind of really slow, but, you know, but that was the thing here. That was one of the things that kept me from, like, even though I didn't really like it, I didn't think it was that good of a movie. I was like, that was one of the things that kept me from like getting mad at it or hating it or anything. Was a lot of it was very well directed. I mean, there was some genuine like scenes where it was genuinely very suspenseful and genuinely very well shot. Like the scene where she kind of turns into the cat for the first time and goes out and like kills the animals and stuff, and then comes back into the cabin and it's just like the dark silhouette of her. And then John Hurd like turns the light on slowly. I was like, I thought that was a very suspenseful scene. And then she's covered in blood. She's like, fucking leave me alone or whatever. I was like, okay, this is actually like very well paced, very suspenseful, very well shot. And there were several scenes like that. And I also just got to say, the acting for the most part was great. Nastasha Kinski, man, she was so good. I mean, her fucking facial expressions, the way she spoke. I mean, the difference between her playing like the meek version at the beginning and then later on, she almost seems like a different person. Like once she fully embraces being the cat, you know, I'm like, ooh, God, she's kind of scary towards the end. Malcolm McDowell was very good as always. And fucking,
especially when it cuts back to him after he's regenerated back into his human form and he's all like fucked up a little and he's looking in the mirror and
and he was very creepy and intimidating for a lot of it. Annette O'Toole was great. I gotta say, I love him to death. John Hurd was here for a paycheck. I didn't think he was that good. A lot of his line deliveries were just incredibly flat to me. He was just like, I love you. I'm not gonna let you go.
I don't believe him as the character, but I believe him to be someone who isn't an actor but works in that line of work.
Yeah. I believe him to be someone who wanted them to call cut so he could go eat lunch already. I believe that. I believe that very much.
You know, I'm so mad. I was gonna buy pepperoni. I was gonna say, "Look, pepperoni," and then stick the pepperoni inside my like shirt pocket and have it in there the whole episode. But I completely forgot about it until now. That shit was.
But I also have to shout out just one of the absolute fucking all-time legends, Ruby Dee, who doesn't have a ton of screen time, but god damn, as always, when she's in it, she's fucking phenomenal. So, but yeah, that was one of my major gripes that she didn't have a bigger part.
Frankie Faye's on yet, have we?
Yeah, Frankie, who recently was in Money for Nothing. Exactly. So and he's one of those actors who, and it's funny, I love him, and I thought he was great in this. At the same time, some of his scenes did kind of make me laugh a bit, just because it was like, I don't know. Again, the movie was so fucking weird. Like at times it would just be like this, like really slow, atmospheric, and then sometimes it'd just be like this bizarre, like erotic movie. And then his scenes, like he's just kind of playing like the over the top, like grizzled detective where he's just like, so what happened? Yeah, well, this psycho, he's into some sick shit. He's been living down here forever. And it's just like, well, why would it do that? Well, maybe it's got something to do with the fact that his parents were killed when he was a kid. Is there anything else? Yeah, only that he was like they were cannibals or whatever. I don't know. He just kept saying like all this shit, like, it was kind of hilarious to me, but but yeah, one sick motherfucker is what he was, and I'm just like, well, okay, just kind of he contributed a lot to the bizarre feeling of the movie and stuff, but
for sure,
yeah.
But I'm glad we got to watch this though, because like I haven't seen it before, so this was a good like chop off the list to say at least while I've gotten that down. Yeah.
And Mr. Schrader, of course, is a friend of the podcast. He
started with this motherfucker.
Mhm.
Yep, he wrote the very first movie that we ever did. This is our second one this season that he's directed after Affliction, and he also wrote Last Temptation of Christ. So, yeah, so he's a friend of the show. So I'm sure we'll see him again at some point. Honestly, this isn't even my least favorite movie of his that he's directed. So that distinction still goes to the card counter.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I thought you were going to say Laurel or the Canyons.
I'm sure if I ever see that, it'll be the worst, but I haven't seen it yet. God bless Lindsay Lohan for finally recovering and doing better work than that now. That was possibly the lowest point of her fucking career, was around that.
She needs to go back and do a Paul Schrader movie again.
See, she's back on the coke and things went back up for her. So let's just keep the momentum high, Lindsay.
Yeah, you do you, Lindsay. But
probably
don't
I'm glad
you probably
don't you mess with the Lohan.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But
I don't know where else to go. Yeah,
that's a good one. But I'm glad you picked this because, again, it's not a movie I particularly enjoyed, but it's like
it almost was Book of Eli.
But it's like, which I
Yeah.
have seen, and I do. That's a Book of Eli is like kind of a guilty pleasure movie for me. Like again, that's very similar to this, where I don't really think that's a very good movie either, but it's enjoyable for a lot of it. So
I chose this because of Malcolm
McDowell's
McDowell.
in that as well.
Yeah, that's
because we were deciding what Malcolm McDowell movie to pick, and then
so you did that first, and then just picked a movie of his. Yeah. I see.
Yeah.
Yes.
I see.
And it worked out because you were just like, oh, Paul Schrader, and I was like, sweet, not even thinking about Malcolm McDowell.
That makes sense because when you picked this, I definitely was like, why did he pick cat people? I mean, like you picked some random things before, but I was like, that's just an interesting thing for him to choose just randomly. And I'm also glad because it gave me a chance to watch the original, which I really enjoyed. Which I would recommend to both of you because it's great.
It sounds interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, now, honestly, I'm thinking we take a little trip and do what Sam's doing, do what I'm doing, and drink a little juice in South Central. And you know what you got to try not to do while doing that? You got to try not to be a menace because you can't forget you're in the hood. So, Sam, take it away.
Yeah, the only movie in 1996 to have 14 words in its title as one of the chief advertisements for this film. I would say once you've seen a spoof film, you've seen them all, but no, you have not. Because this one is tailor-made. And picture this, folks. To live in the life of a black person who just came of age, and you are taken on a wild journey through understanding what it's like to truly be an adult in the hood, featuring spoofs from Dead Presidents, Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood, everything, standard classics. But who do you call when you need someone to elevate that genre and pull it up to where it needs to be? You call early pre-2000 Wayans Brothers. I stress that heavily. Pre-2000.
I was gonna say you called Dave Chappelle, but he was unavailable, so we got the Wayans brothers instead.
Well, no, they couldn't get Dave Chappelle, so they got mad and they fucking got a dude to look like him to play the crackhead.
That's exactly what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was
thinking. Man.
Every time he was on screen, that's what I was thinking.
But yes.
No, well, Jackson, do you remember like fucking Jordan and Jordan constantly like quoting?
Okay, so I was gonna bring that
cheeseburgers, man.
I was gonna bring that up. So this movie is one that I have been dying to see since high school because this was like one of Jordan's favorite movies ever, and he was the first person who like told me about it and told me what it was and everything. And he used to quote it so fucking often. And the main part I remember was he always quoted the Bernie Mac scene. So I knew I basically had that whole thing memorized already. Like, ass Wesley Snipes. I remember that whole thing because he used to quote it all the time.
He said, I hate black pepper.
The black keys on the piano.
that part killed me.
Yeah.
But yes, real quick to wrap up the plot of this. You just turned of age. You go to live with your pops, who is younger than you somehow. That is not Lawrence Tate, which I thought the whole time until the very end when they showed it was his dad or
Lamar Tate.
Yeah. Wonderful actor. One of my favorite parts of the whole movie is when he's reading him a bedtime story and he's just jacking off the whole time. And anyway, he meets Dashiki, the baddest girl in the hood, but also the girl with the most babies in the hood. And so he finds out after fucking her for 20 minutes that he got her pregnant. And that fucking restaurant worker dude making drinks, but he was filling up the cups with gasoline instead of the actual sodas, is praying and thanking the Lord for not actually being the father of the child. But you piss off her original baby daddy, Toothpick, who I had the number written down, but I don't want to look it up right now, was only in prison for a certain amount of days and hours and minutes.
1,280.
1,280s. You can take him to jail. You can lock him up and you can throw away the key and he ain't afraid to fuck a dude in the ass.
You ever seen the sunshine, shining off the back of a man's ass before, guys?
Good God, yeah, I forgot it. How crazy some of the
that's like all I did was write down quotes from the movie. I didn't even write down my thoughts. I wrote down quotes.
This movie's fucking wild, and it is so like timeless, but also ahead of its time. And like, there's such small moments that are like instant classics. Like we mentioned, the black on black crime with the cop being darker than him, and he's like, I hate how dark I am. Is like something I was just like, Jesus Christ, I can't believe they're already like on top of this kind of like level of awareness, like humor wise.
Message.
Message. The application sent me.
I was so surprised that Keenan
writing in shit. You wouldn't make white people do this.
I was so surprised that Keenan Ivory Wayans did not either write or direct this. He was just the mailman. That was that's incredibly. He's usually got a hand in the production of all these movies, so that was very shocking.
I will say the only disappointing aspect for this for me was the fact that this gun is not used.
Oh, yeah.
I knew this movie because he held this gun, and I always wanted to watch it because I was like, if that gun is a real gun, I'm going to lose my shit, but it was not in the movie.
Well, Sam, this is another...
Go ahead. I was going to say, one of my favorite... Well, I'll let you go ahead. You're probably going to be more...
Well, I was just going to say this is another full circle moment because on the old podcast, Watching for the Weekend, I remember one of my funniest memories of that was Sam picking Menace to Society, thinking it was this movie, and not knowing until he started watching it, because he told us, he was like, I thought this movie was a comedy, and I put it on thinking I was going to have a good time and laugh, and it was not what I was expecting.
I cried because that movie is bad as fuck.
I am very happy to know that all these years later, you've finally seen the one that you thought that was. You've seen them both, so this is kind of a full circle thing now.
And it's so funny. Like,
yeah.
Weird humor that, like, as a white person, I definitely didn't get some of this stuff, but like also humor that is just so tangible and like puts you in the perspective of the people who are living that moment, that I'm just like, I couldn't help but laughing. Like the grandma being like, you hit like a bitch and all this stuff, smoking the joint, her opening the box, the cabinet, and it has like the Wheaties and the like other like things, the Back to the Hood sign behind him.
My favorite joke
blocks or something.
My favorite joke that I laughed at a lot as a kid, and it still made me laugh, was the one where they're outside the convenience store doing the standoff.
Yeah.
Where he pulls out the fucking nuke from the back of the mail truck, and he says, well, I can't say it, but like N-word Saki, like Nagasaki, but like, and I was like,
I remember, I just love that he said, like, get out of here before I launch a nuclear holocaust on your ass. I'm like,
speaking of that, though, the inside
crazy.
of that convenience store with the t-shirt where she's like rushing him to like purchase and get the fuck out of there, and then the white dude steals the money.
And then he's like, oops. And then he throws the fucking glove.
The man. And then he crosses the names off his list and shit.
Well, I read that every name on the list was a character in like these famous films that are.
Well, but then there was the first one that had all the famous names on it.
Yeah,
OJ and MJ
and Michael Jackson, and Tupac and everybody.
There was. Do you guys notice the sign behind them? This is the one I noticed.
Back to the Hood.
I thought it was the Robo Pimp.
Oh, I didn't see a Robo Pimp one. That's great.
Robo Pimp 3.
No, I did not see that.
In the convenience stores, right behind him, it says Robo Pimp 3.
I saw they had, what was it? Black to the Hood Part 3, which was Back to the Future, of course.
Yeah. But they have Robo Pimp 2. And I was like, Robo Pimp, Jesus.
I didn't see that one. But yeah, no, this was like a big deal finally seeing this, because ever since high school, I've always wanted to watch this and finally see it. And this thing was fucking hilarious. I had such a fun time. I had such a fun time with this. Like,
I can't not drink a 40 when you pick this movie for the podcast. Otherwise, I do a disservice to this movie.
I was very happy that you picked this, Sam, so I could finally see it, because, and it's funny because I like that recently. I've been rewatching the Naked Gun movies to prep for the new one, and so those plus this now, I've just been watching a bunch of like old school spoof movies recently, and it's just been so much fun. I fucking miss when they made movies like this, but then now they did just make a new Naked Gun, so I'm like, great, we're finally getting a new one of these. I hope this trend continues, because man, I'm telling you, I love these kinds of movies so much. Like these old school spoof movies. And we had another one on the show before, Black Dynamite, which is another great one. And, I thought I don't even know where to start with the jokes. There were so many funny ones. Oh, okay. No, this is the one I got to bring up right off the bat. There were a lot of jokes that really made me laugh hard. And it's not easy to like get me to laugh that hard at like that many jokes in a movie. So it's got to be really funny. And right off the bat, this one was like just killing me. Like just the opening text of like 1 out of 6 or whatever it is, like, black people in America will have to watch a movie about growing up in the hood or whatever it is. And only 2 of them will like make it through the credit, whatever it was. It was hilarious. I was like, right off the bat, I'm like, okay, this is going to be funny. And then it's like, yeah, I'm not going to make it to the age of 21. Happy birthday, man. Like, oh, you should.
Happy birthday,
right there.
Happy birthday, homeboy.
Yeah. You better be scared, Jackson. We're coming to kill you.
You're coming to kill me?
Work yourself, fool.
That's what this is about. I see. This is an ambush. but that was all hilarious right up top. But then the joke that killed me the most, I like literally fell over laughing, had to rewind it, shit fucking eliminated me, was when he finally had sex with Dashiki. And she's like, oh, please, like, tell me, like, I can't remember what she said, like, go lower, tell me. He just goes, I'm coming. And then it's just over.
The dog sucking scene was insane.
My favorite line is, who needs foreplay when you're jacking off?
But I had to rewind that because oh my God, I couldn't even hear what they were saying for the next couple of seconds because I was laughing so fucking hard. I don't know, something about his delivery.
Him making crack, but then it turns out to just be a birthday cake, or not a birthday cake, just a cake in general.
Mm-hmm.
So many small moments. Like where he was like, go wild, girl, and then she actually turns into a monster.
Yeah.
Which at that point, I liked the movie for the most part. That was the part of it. that was the part of the movie where it was kind of starting to lose me a bit. I'm like, what are we even doing at this point? And I looked, because I was like, what is this a parody of? Like, I don't even understand what we're making fun of at this point. Mm-hmm. And then I found out afterwards it was a parody of some like 70s blaxploitation movie. And I'm like, well, we're kind of going off base here. Like, that's not what we're supposed to be making fun of. But I mean, it was just, I don't know. It felt like it was
early 90s. So
yeah.
Second time on this podcast, we've had a Dead Presidents parody, and we have not.
I know that was so, and I caught it this time. Last time I somehow missed it, even though it was very
I remember that. I was like, Dead Presidents, and you're just like,
oh. Yeah, and I felt so fucking stupid for not realizing, but this time I caught it. Yeah, and her, the grandma was fucking killing me. Like every line out of her mouth basically was. Yeah, and then I loved Old School. He was fucking hilarious. He was
one of my favorite parts.
They're like, what do we do? Run like a bitch! He just goes back inside.
One of my also running scene. Well, you can go, Matt.
I was gonna say one of my favorite scenes is near the end when he's talking to the dude in jail, and he's like, "I'm not your dad." He's like, "What?" And he's like, "Take care of my son for me." And he's just like, "What?" I don't know either.
And then when he's in jail with the
red fish, blue fish, three fish, or that was funny.
It was fucking hilarious. Oh my god, so much of it was so funny. I swear to God, Matt, that was a good call. Just writing the lines down, because that's really just there are too many to name. You need to have them all written down. I kind of wish I had
the Menace parody at the end though, where like they're all running and the shooting happens, and he's just like running, and then like does all this stuff, but he was literally standing right next to her, but so much happened in the time that it took for him to run. That part killed me. It's dumb as fuck.
And then the part
still made me laugh.
The part where they're fishing and it looks like the beautiful backdrop at first. It's like, summertime in the city. Then it cuts to the wide shot of them just sitting on like the sewer and shit. It's just that was funny. And then there was and then it's like, we got to look out for each other because we're an endangered species. Like, because we're black men? No, because all the rappers are taking the good acting jobs. So many great lines. But
the whole thing where, like, he pulls the gun on that girl and she pulls the gun on him and she's like, this is the gun my mom used to kill my daddy. And he's like, that's beautiful.
And then... freaking, oh God, what was the line I just had? Oh, when they're doing the Boys in the Hood parody where he's coming and he's like swinging at the air. He's like, what are you doing? I'm trying to win Best Actor at the Soul Train Award.
And he punches all of her children.
That's right. And then I love something I literally never realized until I watched this. And again, this is what I remember I said it about Black Dynamite as well. It's like, you can tell that the people who made this like have a genuine love for what they're parodying and like know the movies really well. I've probably seen them a bunch of times because there are a lot of deep cut references that were going over my head because, I've seen Boys in the Hood, but there are a lot of like little like deep cut jokes they were doing that I didn't catch because Keenan Ivory Wayans playing the mailman and being like, message. Apparently that's a reference to the fact that John Singleton had a cameo as a mailman in the movie. So that was like their little kind of in joke about that. And I'm just like, oh, that's cool. Where they're literally basically making fun of the fact that the directors are stopping to say, like, point out the message and everything. And then there was the fact that I never realized that Lawrence Fishburne isn't that much older than Cuba Gooding Jr. until they made the joke about it in this movie. Like, my dad is only a few years older than I am, which was one of the funniest running jokes of him being much younger than he was. But that because they were making that joke, and I paused it and I looked it up, and I'm like, is Lawrence Fishburne not that much older than him? And I looked it up, and I'm like, oh wow, they're only 7 years apart. I'm like, I never knew that because he looked so much older than him in that movie. But but I'm like, that's funny. Like, they know the movie well enough to like be able to make such a deep cut, joke like that. And I'm like, that's what every spoof needs is like, you need to have like a genuine love and knowledge of the thing that you're sending up, or it's not going to come off as funny. It's going to come off as just really tired. The gags are probably just going to be really lame. Like every good spoof, you gotta have that love and appreciation for what you're parodying. And this had that like a lot. I mean, they were making just so many references to so many different movies and just all the tropes, of course.
I love that in his hair he had like a pacifier, a dime bag, a piece to smoke it out of, and like just his essentials, like his, but also the message of like this is what you were born into, and all that kind of fucking bullshit.
And then I love the scene where he's the preacher guy. He's the break yourself. But the preachy dude, he was hilarious just in all of his scenes. But then there's the part where he's like, we cannot use that word anymore because it puts us down. And then he says the Asian slur about the guy.
See, that was the first time I get it, because I had not seen School Days before, and I realized this is a School Days parody.
Reference? Damn, I've never.
Yeah, it's a School Days parody.
I've never seen that. I didn't know.
The shot of like him standing there, like looking down at the camera, is like straight up from School Days, where Giancarlo Esposito is like screaming about shit, and they've just got like this high angle on them.
That's
that makes so much sense.
That's who he reminded me of, was Giancarlo's character in Do the Right Thing. So I guess that makes sense. But
yeah.
One of my favorite parts from him was when he was like talking to the dude, and he was like, what did I tell you about disrespecting my Nubian princesses? And like, you think that he's talking about the black woman, but then he like pushes her out of the way, and it's the white girl.
Yeah, he does that several times. Yeah, and it was very funny. But yeah, there was so many. I mean, again, just the whole movie was genuinely just very sharp, very funny, very just like, yeah. I really had a blast with it. I really thought it was just like so much fun, really just consistently was making me laugh. And again, at the end where she's like crying over him, and he's like, no, Mama, I'm alive. It's like, steal money from me, I'll beat your ass or whatever. Just like so many, just no shortage of funny moments the whole fucking way through. So, and I know we talked about it already, but the Bernie Mac scene was one of my so fucking funny. Just, yeah.
That's where it really upsets me, because that's
wait. It was like put your hands in the air, and then like, okay, but I'll put one hand on your tongue and jump up and down, and then now vogue, and they start voguing. I was just like,
oh man!
But right after such a humorous scene that is a very big gut punch, because you realize who the actual father of the baby is that dude working behind the counter of that restaurant. And so,
To wrap up, don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. I have to say the full title.
I don't think I have yet. Don't be a menace in South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. I don't think I said that right, but
that's the moral of today. If you're gonna be a menace, don't be a menace in South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. Just
don't be a menace in South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. Be a menace to society while drinking your juice in the suburbs.
Well, let me just say this: if you are some boys in the hood, don't be a menace to society. Get some higher learning, drink some juice, and eventually you will find some poetic justice.
Above all things, just do the right thing.
Fuck you. Fuck you, because I was going to say, rain, snow, or shine, but do the right thing. No matter what. Because that fucking postal thing was funny to me.
Unless it's Friday.
Or next Friday, or Friday after next.
Man, I might need to go to the barbershop.
Well, I need to go to the barbershop. I need to go to the barbershop too, so they're back in business. But
right. But you know what? I was gonna go to the barbershop, but then I went and got my lottery ticket.
Is it first Sunday? Is it the first Sunday of the month? I don't think I said that movie title right.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about there.
That Tracy.
No, I know what you're talking about. First Sunday. Yeah, it's a movie.
But as they say, all love and hate between hate and I forgot the title. All's love between. Matt, you've seen that movie with Martin Lawrence.
Yeah,
between love and hate.
Between love and hate. But you know what? I got nothing to lose, so it's okay. There's also a Martin
Okay,
Lawrence.
well,
reference.
I guess we should.
we're at the.
Yeah, we should get straight out of Compton and we should head on.
We should set it off, guys.
Well, you know, we got to find out
Get
is
out
how
of straight out
Stella.
of Compton.
Yeah, or we got to find out how Stella got her groove back.
But honestly, guys, what's love got to do with it? Is all I'm asking.
Be cool. Be cool.
Love and basketball, bro.
Well, to me, you know, if you ask me, this is just right. This feels just right. But
it's because he's got game.
Okay, y'all are gonna have to cut this because I can't.
Okay, well, you guys are gonna have to get on the bus though if we got to get to the next part.
Because I really want to do a Black Knight parody, but I can't do blackface. So.
Okay. Well, I mean, you could be like C. Thomas Howell if you wanted to. I can't remember the name of that movie, but yeah. But anyway,
well, speaking of felines, I'm
a little sick though, guys. I have some jungle fever. But anyway, go on.
Sorry, is it because it's the summer of Sam?
I love that.
Or
movie.
Son of Sam?
No, Summer of Sam.
Summer of Sam. I was right. Yeah.
You're right. I love that movie.
I actually not to give it away, but before the season's over, I'm picking a Spike Lee movie. That's a certain one that I'm going to pick. So, yeah.
Is it Old Boy?
No, God, no, fuck. No.
You haven't seen my weapons review, but someone in my theater was like, "Oh shit, Old Boy!" When John.
I was gonna try to see that tonight after the cast. I'm not gonna be able to now, so I'm gonna go tomorrow night after work. I can't fucking wait.
You saw my comment, right, Sam?
Yeah.
It's like sacrilege. Anyways, speaking of felines, we have another cat-related title that involves a couple. It's probably the closest connection I can make. We have Jackson's pick. Take it away, Mr. Jackson Workman. Lion in Winter.
Yes. You want to talk about a full circle moment. Oh my God, you guys. I have been wanting since the beginning of this podcast to pick this movie, and it has not been on anything until now. Finally, it is here. So, this is a long belated, picture this. It's 1183, and it's England, and you are King.
It's what?
It's the what?
It's what?
1183, bitches.
In where? Sorry.
In old England.
800 capsules of Mali. Sorry, go.
That's what King Henry's saying to himself all the fucking time. But
excuse Daddy. His name is Daddy. There is no other name
That's
for him
right.
in this movie. It's just
I have to call him by his proper name. You'll take what Daddy gives you.
Bro, I can't wait. We're about to get into that shit.
Yeah. But
I can't remember what I wrote down, but it's so fucking offensive. Go ahead.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's rare that we get a warning from you on that. I can brace myself. But yes, so you're King Henry II. However, this is not Beckett. But you are Peter O'Toole, just like in that movie. But there's no Richard Burton. Thomas Beckett ain't you kind of lover, definitely lover, but they're not allowed to say it because it's the 60s. We ain't got no Saxons. We ain't got no whatever the fuck the other one was called. We ain't got the Normans. We ain't got none of that in this one. No. In this movie, Peter O'Toole, returning after last week in The Stuntman and from Beckett from several episodes ago, earlier this season, he is once again King Henry II. And he is getting old. He's getting up there. And he's got to pick his successor to rule his empire after he's gone. And he's got 3 sons. He's got Anthony Hopkins and 2 other fucks. And this is Anthony Hopkins' first movie role.
Hey, you know one of them didn't watch the 3 for 3 podcast because we have plenty of people who would piss on him to put that fire out.
Yes, we do. But yeah, so you got your other sons, John Castle and Nigel Terry, are the actors' actual names, but it's Anthony Hopkins and these
John,
guys.
Richard, Jeffrey. I don't think that's respectively, but
so Henry II, who does he want to be his successor? Does he want it to be Richard, the fierce warrior who has won many battles? Does he want it to be Jeff, the cunning, clever one who always operates from the shadows? No, he wants it to be the little bitch boy John who can't do shit and is a little bitch boy for
You
reasons
have what
unknown.
Daddy gives you. And that's
Yeah, I love you have what Daddy gives you. Oh my God.
Right.
Fucking with twink Timothy Dalton.
Yeah, with the fucking Timothy Dalton in an early part. And yeah.
I literally didn't recognize him until the credits because I was like, oh, I like looked at him and I was like, I know this dude. I was like, I fucking know who this is. But I was
remember
like,
the first time.
And then I saw it, I was like, oh shit.
The first time I saw it, I knew it was him, like, because I the same thing. I was like, who the fuck is that? And I looked it up, and his name was in the credits too. So I was like, is that Timothy Dalton? And like, yeah, sure enough, I looked it up and it was. And yeah, it was weird.
Gay as hell.
Yeah, and acting gay as hell. Not if there's anything
Now
wrong.
you just looked at that. Well, I didn't need to know. I already knew the way he looked. That was the problem I had with this movie. I was like,
But so he wants to pick John, the most little bitch boy son of them all.
Mm-hmm.
But you know who doesn't like that? You know who's firmly opposed to that? Why, none other than Katharine fucking Hepburn. Eleanor of Aquitaine.
Recognizable Katharine Hepburn.
King Henry's wife. And this is also her second appearance this season after On Golden Pond, and the second movie on this podcast that we've had where she won an Oscar. Which, you know, you can
deservedly
see why.
so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Deservedly
He went
fucking
hard
so.
as fuck in this.
Yeah,
They
I'll
both
get to
did.
that. I'll get to that in a minute. But Katharine Hepburn, Miss Eleanor of Aquitaine, she has been locked in prison for 10 years because Henry doesn't like her, and he wants to lock her away because she keeps trying to undermine him and start civil wars with him and all this kind of stuff. But he lets her out at Christmas time. This is a Christmas film, guys. You can't tell me that it's not. It 100% is.
They say
At
that Christmas.
time, the whole movie, it's set on Christmas Eve. So, yeah, so basically he lets her out, and she wants Richard to be the king. He wants John. And Jeff is just in the middle fucking shit up.
John Castle.
And plotting with Timothy Dalton to just cause all kinds of fuck shit. And it's basically just a chess match between to see who will ultimately have their person succeed to become the King of England. Who will succeed? Well, you gotta find out. And unlike Succession, this is actually good. So, but
and you know, we haven't brought this up.
I haven't either, but fuck it, I hate it.
Oh, okay. Very.
Your hatred is way undeserved.
I was
That's
just
okay.
very caught off guard by that, but
I haven't seen it either, but fuck it.
Can we just bring up the whole? Jackson, are you good? Are you? You need to. I was about to say. You need to go off about Succession real quick.
Fuck it. Doesn't deserve that many goddamn Emmys. I don't care how fucking good it is. Bullshit. Better Call Saul for life.
That's what I was about to say.
Better Call Saul for life.
I got to bring that up later, but
Kieran Culkin wins 15,000 goddamn Emmys for playing the same fucking character and everything. But no, Bob Odenkirk doesn't get shit. Fuck that goddamn show. Fuck Jeremy Strong and his rigid fucking ass. Fuck the... I'm sorry. Anyway, go on.
now we have a good Jackson rants about Succession little timestamp.
Did Brian Cox do anything bad to you?
I love Brian Cox. I worship the ground he walks on. That's the only reason I would ever watch that show is because he's on it. But anyway.
So, can we just bring up the fact that Peter O'Toole's character he was very willing to cuck his 16-year-old acne-ridden, shit-smelling son?
He had her as a dowry at the age of 7. That fucker was a pedophile. He was plotting their fucking marriage.
No, he says literally one of his first lines in the movie is he's like, I've known countesses, courtesans, contessas, gypsies, and little boys, but I love you more than anyone.
Yeah, like the lines in this movie are fucking insane. Yeah. That was like just one of many, I think, lines that you're just like, what the fuck did you just say?
So I will just say a brief thing.
Okay, he can't excuse the pimples.
Yeah.
What he brought up, I was like,
a brief thing and then turn it over to you guys. I absolutely fucking love this movie. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. This has one of the greatest screenplays ever written in the history of cinema. It is absolutely fucking electric. Every line in this movie is just a banger. It's so incredible. This movie basically is like the equivalent of watching fucking Muhammad Ali go 10 rounds with Joe Frazier, like the acting equivalent of that with O'Toole and Hepburn. Just two titans at the absolute top of their fucking game. Just when we saw, one of the times we saw Kevin Smith live, I remember he told the story about Johnny Depp and Michael Parks in Tusk, where they were doing the porch scene, and that's a line that he said that I'll never forget. He was like, it was like watching two wizards in Harry Potter like duel each other and shit. They just kept out acting each other the whole time. That's this movie basically, with Peter O'Toole and Katharine Hepburn just sparring with each other, this crazy ass, and you're like, God damn, like sparks are flying. They're so good. I love this movie. What did you both think?
Sam?
Oh, okay.
I'll you go first.
I do find it very funny that even though visually James Goldman does not appear on screen, this is another time this season where a playwright becomes screenwriter and takes forth their original ideas and translates them into a screen. And so many times plays feel like play movies feel like the plays. And there is so much scope with this movie that I did not even kind of grasp that this could be on stage. And so that's where it was really interesting to learn that afterwards, because he fucking killed this shit. It was very hard for me to get into it at first, because so much kind of like it's thrown in your face in the first 20 minutes. But once they settle and like she gets out of prison and she visits and you get all the three sons that she's manipulating to kind of go against him, and then his relationship with each son individually, it just opens up in such a way that is really interesting, and it makes me love him as a father, but he is a despicable person at times. And then like,
damn, dude, like, all the is there one good part?
No.
Honestly, sorry. I just like, wait.
I'm specifically thinking of the part where he's like trying to like stab himself for a second. Like, you think he's going to stab himself because he's the martyr that has to be sacrificed so his children will have successful lives, even though they have already had success, fame, and like everything they've ever wanted, because they're spoiled little fucks. And especially Anthony Hopkins, I hated his fucking shave on his beard, because seeing all of his neck was just like, get the fuck away from me. My favorite son was Jeffrey. I don't know which son was y'all's favorite, but Jeffrey had some fucking slick ass lines where he was just like accusing the other brothers or accusing his dad of something, or even accusing the mother of being like manipulative, because she 100% was manipulating so much going on. And it was so cool to see a movie like that. I was not really into, just kind of open up, and it just fucking like did its thing, and it was so cool.
Yeah, well, that's kind of my reaction. Was it reminded me of how I felt about The Last Duel when I walked into it. I wasn't sure how I'd feel about it. I kind of expected it to be a little draggy and like, you know, like be like, yeah, okay, it was all right. No, I really liked it. I really got into it. Like, I felt like once I kind of got the language down, that stopped being like an issue where I had to stop thinking about exactly what they were saying like a little longer than I needed to. And like you were saying, Jackson, they're just out acting each other the whole time. I think it's great that they're both terrible people too. It really works. Like, it's not like she's like has a moral high ground or he does. They're both just awful. And that's how I kind of
fucking magnifique.
Because I love the characters aren't like stereotypical version. They're just like literally these different, you know, everyone's got their own thing going on. The one scene that cracked me up in a way, like, or I really enjoyed was, I can't remember exactly what was going on, but the fucking curtain scene. They're all hiding behind the fucking curtains. Because like the first time it's like, okay. And then the second one, you're like, oh my God. Because I was staring at that curtain during the scene and I was like, is there somebody behind that? And then they finally revealed it and I was like, oh my God. I was like, that's a great scene. So like this movie caught me off guard in that way where I was like, I'm probably going to like it for certain reasons, but not in the way that I expected to like it for sure. Because like,
that's a great way to put it, Matt.
Yeah,
that was exactly my feeling.
But yeah, so thank you for picking this one because I didn't even.
John Barry killed the score.
Yes,
and the director.
Oh my God.
The director of this being Kubrick's director of photography for some movies was also one that I didn't realize. Cool. Yeah, isn't that true?
Anthony Harvey?
Or was it this movie? I'm trying to make sure it wasn't.
Yeah, I just looked it up. He was editor on Doctor Strangelove Lolita.
Editor, yeah, okay, editor. He worked with Kubrick. That's why I was like, it was interesting because I was like, oh, that's like literally his top other credits.
It's wild because he did a couple other movies, but nothing as big as this. And I think, man, the directing in this is off the charts. It's so good. Better. I mean, cinematography too. Shout out to Douglas Slocum, who just who shot all the first 3 Indiana Jones movies. Was the cinematographer on this, and fuck yeah, so many gorgeous shots. Especially like the parts, the scene with Katharine Hepburn and Anthony Hopkins, like against the sunset, was so well done, and just so many great lines. Matt, like you said, there are so many lines that just like catch you so off guard. Like, I'd hang you from the nipples, but you'd shock the children. Yep. Hearing Katharine Hepburn say that was wild as fuck. But and just so many other lines like. Just there's not one. I read afterwards. This is apparently Aaron Sorkin's favorite movie, and I can see why. Because I can see this is where he got his like very snappy, like acerbic dialogue from. Because that's kind of how this whole thing is. And yeah, the whole thing was like so wild because there are so many scenes where just they're playing with your emotions. Where Henry and Eleanor will have like a more chill moment together. They'll have a more chill moment, and then it'll go from that to like they are destroying each other. Like the scene where they're just like, all right, well, I guess this has just been a crazy thing, and I guess, we'll just call it a day. And then she just goes right into, he goes like, so by the way, I want to get a divorce. And then that starts like the biggest fight of the movie where she's like, oh, your father, Henry, he ravaged me. And I'm just like, God damn, this is fucking insane. And just that yell that Peter O'Toole lets out, like when she's like really sticking in with the knife and shit emotionally, just is, oh my God, that whole scene was so good. Katharine Hepburn was going fucking ham. And
I didn't think all 3 of them would be bastards. If that was true. There's not really one likable character in the movie, and that's what's so interesting about it is because like no one that you're really rooting for or against. It's like whenever somebody gets the upper hand, you're like, oh shit! Like you kind of want to see them succeed in that moment. But then if like someone else will get the upper hand the next moment, then you're like, oh shit! And you're kind of rooting for them at the same time. And yeah, I cannot say enough about the acting in this. Peter O'Toole, in my opinion, it is one of the absolute biggest, most egregious robberies in the history of the Academy Awards that he did not win an Oscar for this movie. It's one of the greatest performances I've ever fucking seen. He got fucking robbed blind. I'm glad Katharine Hepburn did win because Jesus Christ, what a performance. I mean.
So I have something written down. I don't know if this is a line or not. Sleep and dream of me with croutons.
That sounds right.
Is that a line in the fucking movie? Because like I wrote that down and I was like, what?
That sounds familiar.
Or was it like something else that was like close to croutons? And I was like, what if it was croutons?
That's fucking hilarious. But I also love the part where they're like sitting down and they had just had that scene where he's like, you'll always be my knight in shining armor, and you'll always be my lady. And then like 2 minutes later, Henry, did you ever love me? No. Good. That will make this so much more pleasant. And I'm like, shit, the gloves are off, man. They're gonna go for it. And
that's where like, I guess what I said could be confusing. But Katharine Hepburn throws herself into this character so much that like I didn't even like see her as an actor. It was solely this fucking woman just fucking laying the law down.
Mm-hmm. And which is what Katharine Hepburn did in real life.
She parted the Red Sea with that fucking big old cock. We'll just say that.
She sure did, man.
Sure did.
God bless her. But here's a little
behind every great king is a queen with the strap.
This is a reference to "Don't Be a Menace."
Exactly. But I'm gonna. You're talking about her throwing herself into the role, Sam. I'm gonna drop a little fact here that maybe neither of you knew. Katharine Hepburn is an actual descendant of Eleanor of Aquitaine. Like literally.
What?
Wow.
Yeah. So
She was born to play this role.
It's in her blood, quite literally. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So,
That is nuts. That is nuts.
yeah, that is fucking wild. I remember the first time I read that, it was like, what are the fucking chances? But yeah, so that's a fact. And yeah, man, it's just, I can't say enough about that woman was just a force of nature. I mean, her performance in this, and she's someone who every single performance she ever gave, and same for Peter O'Toole, you know, both of them just absolutely murder it 110% every role they ever played. And even for that, like, they're just at the top of their fucking game in this. And it's just, and the rest of the cast, Anthony Hopkins is outstanding. John Castle and Nigel Terry, who play the other sons, are outstanding. Timothy Dalton.
It's like one of Anthony Hopkins' first roles.
Yeah, this was his very first major role in a film.
Gave him his first drink on set?
Peter O'Toole.
Yeah.
Out of his cool.
Yeah, he was a notorious drinker, so I'm sure they were getting shit-faced every night. I love reading the behind-the-scenes stuff about Peter O'Toole and Katharine Hepburn's interactions. She was, like, making sure he wasn't showing up late and not drinking, and he couldn't stand it. She was like, I've heard you have a tendency to be tardy. You're not going to be on this movie. And he,
that
like,
probably added to the tension, though.
Their relationship was kind of like their relationship on screen, where they were kind of pissing each other off a lot of the time, but then they could like have moments of like genuine affection, and they liked each other, but she drove him crazy with like trying to stop him from drinking and all that, because he was a massive alcoholic at this time with
can't keep a good man down, am I not right?
There you go. As you finish it off. But, and I also got to shout out Jane Merrow, who played Alice. She was great. I fucking love, because she's so meek and so sheepish for so much of the movie. And then I had forgotten how intense she got in that last part, where she really, the minute she gets the sense that she's going to be one of the top dogs now, she turns on a dime and she's like, you can't let them out. Like, I won't let my fucking babies live in a world where those fuckers are living, you know? And I'm just like, God damn, wow, she ain't meek anymore, man. She's like really getting kind of ruthless here, and just great acting on her part. But, yeah, and just, oh man, so many great lines. I should have written down all the best ones. Okay. It's so
I am
great.
Protected. My sons shall not stab me in the chest. I will stab them. I wanted to pull out my knife, but I'm saving it for a later episode this season for reasons. But I would stab myself in the chest before I let any of those three bastards fucking take the throne. Even if they want another chance. They got another chance. They always had another chance. But they're going to be bastards through and through. Just like both Peter O'Toole and Katharine Hepburn. They're both bastards. The whole family's full of bastards. But I guess that's why we have 8 Henrys instead of just the fucking 2, because they didn't know when to stop with the incest. So
my mission is to get all
much like cat people.
That's a good
another good reference. Yeah.
My mission is to eventually.
Went too far.
My mission is to get all 8 Henrys on this podcast eventually. We've had Henry II. We've had Henry V. If A Man for All Seasons ever comes to streaming, we'll get Henry VIII, because I'll pick that for sure.
And you know what? I'm going to round it out with Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer.
We'll
get all the Henrys on the podcast.
There you go.
I am always down for a little bit of a... I just want to say Merle. Why do I want to say Merle?
Michael Rooker.
Yeah.
So, Jackson, earlier when we were talking about great spoof movies and stuff that you've seen, you very fucking conveniently forgot Spoils of Babylon, bitch.
What did you just say?
I said, you very conveniently forgot the Spoils of Babylon, biatch.
I just...
My life, when it is written, will read better than he'd lived. Henry Fitzemperor's first Plantagenet, a king at 21, the ablest soldier of an able time. He led men well. He cared for justice when he could and ruled for 30 years a state as great as Charlemagne's. He married out of love a woman out of legend. Not in Alexandria or Rome or Camelot has there been such a queen. She bore him many children, but no sons. King Henry had no sons. He had 3 whiskered things, but he disowned them. You're not mine! We're not connected! I deny you! None of you in my kingdom, I leave you nothing, and I wish you plague by all God's children bring.
All right.
Where are you going?
The things I have to do with working on the technology level that I am right now to do bits. But Sam, that was I don't know if that worked at all, but I wanted to get that in there because that, much like your Alpha Dog bit, that is one of my favorite scenes of all time.
And I love it. Laid it down. He stuck his cock into that motherfucker and said, "This is what's going on. It's not what you want. It's what I'm telling you."
Exactly.
Sorry, you might need to cut all of that. That was very.
He's like, you're gonna take it.
But that's his energy. That is definitely his energy in this movie. I also love I just have to bring this up as well. I know we're trying to close it out, but the part where he literally, just to prove a point, just grabs her and says, she's like, "You won't have her marry Richard." The fuck I won't. Let's go. I'll get you married right fucking now.
Literally. Yep. Oh my God.
He's like, "God damn it, I'll marry this bitch to Richard right fucking now. Let's go."
Yeah.
That's what I love about this movie is I feel like the whole time I felt like I was translating it in like my own language like that, where I was like, yeah, they're just like, this is so fucked up. But I was like, I wasn't like thinking like, oh, this is serious. I was like, this is just terrible.
Yeah. And I gotta say, I also just loved, I guess if there was one character I was kind of rooting for more than the others, it was probably Timothy Dalton. Just because, like, his reasons were legit. I got why he was, like, so mad at all of them. Because he treated his dad like a bitch. And he's just like, I'm gonna get revenge on all of you. Say what? Yeah.
He's just so twinky in this.
He is. He very much is.
That's just the issue. Not the issue. I was just surprised.
Yeah. He was wild as fuck. Just the way he was playing with Anthony Hopkins and all that. But
yeah.
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 He I don't know about his liver, but he was eating something with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. I know that. Eating his ass. You know what I'm saying?
Only person,
he's a constant soldier and a sometime poet.
The only 2 people whose livers we should be concerned about is Anthony Hopkins and Matt's.
Oh, goodness. And Peter O'Toole's, but he's not around anymore. So
it already got him.
I'll be joining him one day.
Yeah. But yeah, love Lion in Winter. One of my favorite movies of all time. It was great seeing it again. It had been a few years since the last time. So happy I finally got to pick it. When I picked Beckett, it was because I couldn't find this. Like, I wanted to pick a movie like this and was like, oh, that one's got Peter O'Toole in it. Let's, and that was a fine movie. I liked it. But this one say what?
So I did like this one better.
Yeah, this one was much better. That one was like, okay, this is what we kind of have to settle for since that one's not on anything. It was good, but this one is like in another stratosphere. Like, really love it. Again, can't get over how good all the lines are and just how great the performances are and just, like, he won't get any satisfaction out of seeing me beg. My, you chivalrous fool, as if the way one fell down mattered. When the fall is all there is, it matters. Like, just hard-ass lines like that. So, too many to count, but, yeah, can't praise it enough.
Hell yeah. Well, that has been another very interesting week of 3 for 3. It is not a special. However, I would say that this is a very special episode. We 3 for 3, everyone? I would say, even despite not liking Cat People enough, I didn't hate it to the point where I was like, this is like You know,
I would say
maybe 2.5.
I mean, I definitely enjoyed my watch of it, so I don't count that against your final 10, Matt, at all. Your final 10 are still intact.
I would say like 2.25 for 3.
Oh wait, no, you did comment. So fuck you. Never mind.
No, his
final 10 are bullshit.
My run was ruined by Comet, but fortunately, I'm still.
That's where we decide if your final 10 movies are worth it.
But I'm still picking Cat in the Hat.
God damn it, we can't say what it is yet.
Oh, Jackson, you missed it on the last episode.
Can you
Jackson, he says it.
Oh, I do?
I did. At the very end, I forgot to cut that one out, but
just gotta re-upload it and blur it out or bleep it.
Yeah. So I guess they know. That's Matt's pick for the finale is Cat in the Hat. But you know what?
Cat's out of the bag, bitches. Cat's out of the hat, pose.
We're in the home stretch, so.
We are in the very home stretch.
How close we are to the end of season 2. That's pretty crazy.
I know. It feels like it started yesterday.
I know. It really does.
Not literally, but very close. Yeah. But I feel like to end this episode, we must end it like we started it, with just a very quick replay, because we all need to watch this video one more time. Sam, play it one more time.
Oh, God.
Jackson, hello. This is Malcolm McDowell. I know it's crazy, and I know I look a bit older than I was in 1970 when I made A Clockwork Orange, but hey, who's counting? Listen, Sam and Matt have come to me with their tails between their legs because they really fucked up. They didn't wish you a happy birthday, which is disgusting in my book, and absolutely has no excuse whatsoever. They are terrible friends. I mean, disgusting friends, actually. They didn't do anything, didn't even buy you a drink, didn't even say, hey, happy this, happy that. No, nothing. So we'd love it if you'd wish him a happy birthday. Well, I just did that. So happy birthday. I'll wish you a happy birthday. Screw them. And also say good luck with this podcast, 3 for 3. Now that's really cool. Well, I hope it's a really good podcast. It sounds like it could be kind of interesting.
It's not.
And maybe I'll try and get hold of it.
And all the British have to get better.
I don't think he needs me to tell him to get better friends. I think you are dumped right now. Yeah, really. I mean, that is absolutely outrageous. All it would have taken would have pick up the phone. Happy birthday. Hey, all right, Jackson? But no. Anyway, from me, happy birthday. Belatedly, from Malcolm McDowell.
Much like Peter O'Toole, those 3 bastards ain't getting dumped because we are stuck with you for life, bitch.
That's right, baby.
Amen.
Oh my God. My face hurts from smiling. I still can't believe that's a thing. Yeah, and just hearing him say 3 for 3, I'm like, we have got, if it is within our budget, we have got to fucking find a way to like have every episode be introduced with his voice. It's too good.
Him saying our names too is like insane. Just hearing them just come out of his mouth.
Hearing him say my name at the beginning just floored me.
Jackson. Yeah. So yeah,
your glasses coming off is how I knew it was a good thing.
Yeah, no, that's one of the best gifts I've ever gotten for sure. Yeah, that's amazing. And Mr. Holler, I will have to return the favor because yours is coming up. So
I'm okay with an impersonation if you can't get it down.
I'm just saying, like, follow him around, just Jimmy Stewart all day.
I'm just gonna say what?
Just do Jimmy Stewart all day and follow him around at that park.
Or you can.
You're going down the slide, hey?
I'll lasso the moon for you, Sam, and pull it down to earth.
you can release the footage of you and me and Jessica Alba in that hotel.
Oh yeah, no, that's for the Patreon. You want to see that shit? You got to pay.
Yeah.
To see
it's gonna be the same. It's gonna be the same kind of video I have with Pedro and Vanessa.
Oh, very.
A lot of candle wax.
Oh yeah.
I mean. And I think you do.
I tell you, there was nothing on that woman that was invisible. I tell you that.
You know what was invisible?
I don't think we could put that in.
You know what was invisible? The condom on Pedro's dick when he got her pregnant.
he make a specialized like suit ready condom that like
his dick is the rubber?
Oh yeah. Oh, true.
Oh, I meant like he got her pregnant in real life. I'm very much insinuating that.
Oh.
Tabloid, you heard it here first.
Oh shit! No, she's fucking.
She's pregnant. You know that, right?
Jackson, I do need to bring up. Matt and I have seen tweets since we have released the episodes about people talking about the things that Miles Teller did that are inexcusable in the film industry.
They have.
And none of them have answered what he did, but I know what he did, and I told you what he did.
We all
here know what he did.
But Sam, could it be possible that where they got their information from was the Misinformed 3 for 3 podcast? That we have started spreading misinformation all over the internet in an effort to create world peace, because that's what we're trying to do.
You cannot call it misinformation. It's information.
At this point, well, I guess Miles Teller.
At this point, now
don't know what Miles Teller did then.
Yes, this is just, guys. This is not misinformation. It's just information. Disregard. You didn't hear what he just said.
Okay.
This is like a court of law where you have to forget like the last 30 things.
The jury will disregard everything they just read.
Yeah, the next week. Fucking Christ. Oh no, I hope Jackson's hosting. No, I'm hosting. Fuck.
You are hosting. You got to take us back to school, Sam.
Back to school.
I'm going back to school.
Teacher. You Mr. Teacher.
I am going back to school.
Wait. Do it in a fucking classroom.
Oh my good God.
Because you have that ability. You could just go into an empty classroom. And you could have a board and everything. Bro, that would be lit. And then we are your students.
Well, Matt, you're going to have to do some calculus next week, so you better get ready for that.
Oh, fuck that. Fuck that. I'm gonna like join, and then I'm just not going to be in my seat.
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm assuming Matt's going to pretend to be the faculty while I will,
You're in a classroom.
Oh, no, I'm going to be the janitor. I'm the janitor.
It's kind of funny because we were talking about Dexter, and who appears in Dexter? Edward James Olmos. And who's
he certainly does
in our next episode? Edward James Olmos. So I'm going to have to personify my Edward James Olmos. See, I didn't forget that name, Jackson.
Sam.
Yo, fuck. I said it 3 times.
Sam, your impersonation should be Edward James Almost.
Almost there. I did almost actually forget it though, because that's what took me a second before I started saying it. I was trying to think of it.
Edward James, God. And then you're just long trail off.
Yeah.
Well.
Oh my God,
everybody.
Yes,
my phone's about to die.
Oh boy. Well, this has been another week of 3 for 3. We thank you for joining us. And Malcolm McDowell, we very much appreciate your contribution.
Thank you, Mr. McDowell.
You
are one of my
happen to see
favorite
this.
actors. Thank you so
Disregard
much.
all previous comments about the British community.
Other than also me needing to do a little bit of research, I swear to you, Cameo, we don't make money off of this yet.
Once we have it, we're allowed to do whatever we want with it. And we're not making money off of it, so.
That's the issue. Well, if we do eventually, then I don't know how backtracked it'll go.
We'll purchase another.
You know how many times
we purchased a cameo for him telling us he's allowing us to use this one.
Yes, that's what
Oh boy,
we'll make it work.
Yeah, we're in the cameo business now, baby. Find us on Cameo at 3 for 3. Coming soon.
You don't know which of the 3 of us you'll get, and I guarantee you what one of us is going to say is not going to be good. So good luck with whichever one you get.
Like, subscribe, and comment which one of us you would like to do the cameo most. 3 for 3. Thank you for watching. Have a great evening.
Go to your local New Orleans zoo.
I was going to say go to your local library.
I was going to say go to, I don't know. Go somewhere.
Go to your local glory hole?
Go to South Central and drink your juice in the hood. be boys in the hood while you're also a menace to society.
And become a cat people.
And go to 1183 and be a lion in winter.
There we go.